Sidney Poitier was born on the 20th of February 1927 in Miami, Florida, United States. He was the last child of 7 children born to Reginald and Evelyn Poitier, a poor couple who worked as farmers in the Bahamas. The family had a small farm on Cat Island. They often traveled to Miami to sell tomatoes and other farm produce. Working as farmers wasn't easy and lucrative for Sidney's parents. They usually realized little money from the sales of their farm produce, which was barely enough to cater for the entire family. In a bid to get more money, Sidney's father worked as a cab driver. Sidney was born a premature baby. His birth came unexpected when his parents traveled to Miami to sell their farm produce as usual. Due to his unhealthy state as a premature, his mother had to stay in Miami and nurse him for 3 months before returning to the Bahamas. Although his parents were hard workers, Sidney grew up in poverty. He lived with his family in a remote part of the Bahamas where they didn't have access to electricity and other modern amenities. At 15 years old, Sidney moved to Miami to live with a relative. There he worked as a dishwasher and did other odd jobs as well. As a teenager, Sidney was often fascinated by entertainment, especially acting. He also desired to build a successful career in Hollywood, just like the famous movie stars he adored. Sidney's first attempt to get into the movie scene was heartbreaking. He was told that he wouldn't be a great actor since he didn't have the skills. Plus, his Bahamian accent affected his speech. After spending months auditioning for different stage plays, Broadway shows and films, Sidney got a tiny opportunity to play a minor role in a stage play. His performance in the play was closely observed by some professionals who believed that he had some potentials. Few months after performing in the stage play, Sidney was offered a chance to be featured in a movie. His appearance in the film gave him a grand entrance into Hollywood. In the 1950s, he was starred in various movies that gained significant success in all of America. In the early 1960s, Sidney began to attract some awards. He won an Academy Award for Best Actor in 1963, which made him the very first black man to win this particular award. After more than a decade in acting, Sidney started directing movies. He directed a comic film titled Stir Crazy, which became one of the highest-grossing films. Today, Sidney is amongst the world's most successful celebrities in the movie industry, even though he has retired for a long time now. So many people have been negatively affected by their background and early life experiences. They have failed to live to their full potentials due to the terrible life they once had while growing up. Now, your difficult background should not put a stop to the success that you are capable of achieving. Even if you come from a poor background, that should not stop you from becoming wealthy. Gloria Steinem said, "Don't worry about your background, whether it's odd or ordinary. Use it, build on it. Don't allow your difficult background to be a discouragement or to have any negative influence on you. Instead, use your tough background as a motivation that would compel you to succeed." Michael Bassi said, "Your background or color has nothing to do with your progress, but your endowment are the determining factors." Succeeding in life is never dependent on the kind of background you once had. Although you may have suffered poverty, depression, or trauma during your childhood, you still have the power to prevent them from influencing your life. Your plain background is an irrelevant factor. The talents and potentials that you're endowed with are what really matter. Gabriel Lawson said, "A man's background can't possibly be a rollback to his achievements." In life, you can achieve almost anything without being stopped or affected by your background. You can still have a perfect life no matter the background you're from. This can be possible if you're genuinely determined never to allow anything from your background to stop you. Sidney Poitier was from a tough background, but he didn't allow that to stop him from becoming great. Don't let your background break your spirit. Instead, it should facilitate your journey towards greatness.